Welcome dear students. In this video we are going to learn about perfect numbers. So let us see what are perfect numbers. Perfect number. We can define a perfect number in two ways. Actually it is saying the same thing in two different ways. A number whose all the factors add up to twice the number is known as a perfect number. We will understand this better with the help of examples. Or we can say that a number which is equal to the sum of all its factors, excluding the number itself, is known as a perfect number. Why do we say excluding the number itself? Because, dear students, you must keep in mind that every number is a factor of itself. So in this definition, we are talking about all the factors, and in this definition, we are excluding the number itself. For example, 6 is a perfect number. So we do the factorization of 6. We can write it 1 into 6 or 2 into 3. So the factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3 and 6. Okay. So as per the first definition, we add all the factors 1, 2, 3, 6 and we get 12, which is twice of 6. So 6 is a perfect number because the sum of all the factors is equal to twice the number. Or we exclude 6. We do not include 6. We add all the factors other than the number itself. We call them proper factors. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 6, that is sum of factors excluding the number itself. The sum is 6, which is the same as the number. So 6 is a perfect number. Now let us try number 20. So factorization of 20 is 1 into 20, 2 into 10, 4 into 5. These are the only possibilities. So factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10 and 20. So let us try to add them together excluding the number itself. So 1, 2, 4, 5 and 10, all the proper factors, they add up to 22, which is not same as 20. Thus 20 is not a perfect number. Okay, let us see one more example. The next perfect number is 28. So factorization of 28 can be done these ways: 1 into 28, 2 into 14, 4 into 7. So factors of 28 as listed are 1, 2, 4, 7, 14 and 28. So as per the first definition, we add all the factors, we get 56, which is twice of 28, which makes 28 a perfect number. If we exclude the number itself, that is 28, we add these proper factors, we get the result 28, which is same as the original number, which shows that 28 is a perfect number. Okay, we will learn few things more about perfect numbers. After 28, the next perfect number is 496. Now, dear students, observe very closely. After 28, the straight jump is to 496. It means between 28 and 496, there is no perfect number. Okay. So factorization of 496 is 1 into 496, 2 into 248, 4 into 124, 8 into 62, 16 into 31. These are the only possibilities. So when we list the factors of 496, we get these 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 31, 62, 124, 248, 496. So as per the first definition, when we add all the factors, we get the result 992, which is twice of 496, which proves that 496 is a perfect number. Now let us exclude 496. So we get the result by adding these proper factors. Sum is 496, which is same as the original number. So 496 is a perfect number. Okay, then comes 8128. 8128. Now again a matter of observation, after 496, now the next perfect number is 8128. It means after 496 up to 8128 there is no other perfect number. This is also perfect number, so we are not done, I've not done the factorization. I suggest you do it on your own. It will be a practice for you. So when you add all the proper factors of 8128, these are all the proper factors excluding the number itself. The sum is equal to 8128. Now see something more interesting. And after this, the next perfect number is 33,550,336. You see, after 28, 496, a big gap, but still bigger gap from 496 to 128. And after that, again, increasingly large gap to 20 to 33,550,336. So what is the conclusion? Thus we see that as we move further, the next perfect numbers become increasingly large and widely spaced. Okay, the largest known perfect number, which is the 51st perfect number. So it means only 51 perfect numbers are known till today. Okay, till now has more than 49.7 million digits. It's not a number. I mean 49.7 million is not a number, it's digits. Like you see, it has got how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 digits. This number, the 51st perfect number, has more than 49.7 million digits. Now, let us try to imagine the size of this number. Let us try to visualize the enormity of this number. Okay, how can we do this? Let's imagine that if someone to write this number on a piece of paper, of course you don't need a piece of paper, you need a terribly long sheet of paper, a roll of paper. If someone were to write non-stop without taking any break, and if his or her writing speed is 1 digit per second, if she or he were to write 1 digit in 1 second, day and night, non-stop, without taking any break, then writing this number would take him or her more than 1.5 years, more than 575 days if someone were to write this number non-stop, continuously, day and night at the speed of 1 digit per second. So by this analogy you can visualize the size of this number. Okay, till now only 51 perfect numbers are known. Okay, now the question arises, how could this be done? Okay, it has not been done by human beings, it is not humanly possible. So it has been possible to find these numbers with the help of supercomputers available today. It is quite obvious from the mind-boggling size of the numbers that it is not possible to explore, factorize and check such huge numbers without the help of such aids. So if there were no supercomputers, it would not be possible to find 51 perfect numbers. And this 51 perfect numbers also have not been, even with the help of computers, it has not been so easy. It has taken a group of, you can say, dedicated volunteers to do this. Okay, two unanswered questions regarding perfect numbers. Mathematicians, the experts, do not have any clear-cut answers to these questions. So what are those two questions? Are perfect numbers infinite? Okay, so answer is, it appears so, but there is no proof as yet to say that with certainty. It cannot be said with certainty because there is no proof as yet to say that perfect numbers are infinite. Okay, Second question is, are there any odd perfect numbers? Now if you have observed closely, the 6 perfect numbers we have taken example of, they were all even: 6, 28, 496, 8128. All these numbers, even that number of 33 million something, last digit is I think 6. So all the, even not only those 6, till those 50, I mean all the 51 perfect numbers which have been found till today, they are all even. However, there is no proof to state that there are no odd perfect numbers, but it cannot be proved as yet that there won't be any odd perfect numbers. So what is the conclusion? If there is any odd perfect number, it would be a tremendously large number. The 51st number, 51st perfect number, which is again also even, it has got more than 49.7 million digits. So you can very well imagine, if any odd number, if any odd perfect number were there, you could just imagine what would be the size of that number. Now there is a pattern or a formula for perfect number. An even perfect number is always of the following form. Which is that form? 2 raised to power p minus 1 into 2 raised to power p less 1. Okay. Now what is p? Where p is a prime number, and 2 raised to power p less 1 is also a prime number called Mersenne prime. Mersenne prime number. This number, any prime number of the form 2 raised to power p minus 1, is known as Mersenne prime number, named in the honor of French mathematician Mersenne. Okay, so for example, now let us see the all the perfect numbers we have discussed, and we see that they are of this form. 2 raised to power 2 is a prime number, so 2 raised to power 2 minus 1, that becomes 2 raised to power 1, 2. 2 raised to power 2, 4 minus 1, 3, so 2 into 3 is 6, which is perfect number. So 2 raised to power 3 minus 1 is 2 raised to power 2, that is 4. 2 raised to power 3, 8 minus 1, 7, 4 into 7, 28. 5 is again p prime number, so 5 minus 1 is 4, so 2 raised to power 4 is 16, 2 raised to power 5 is 32, minus 1 is 31, so 16 into 31 is 496. Then 7 is a 7 is a prime number, minus 1, so 2 raised to power 6 is 64, 2 raised to power 7 is 128, minus 1, 127, so 8128. You see, so all these perfect numbers are of this form, but we got to be careful. So you see, 2, next prime number is 3, next prime number is 5, next is 7, and after 7 prime number comes 11. One may be tempted to believe that if p is 11, then we will get the next perfect number. Okay, but it is not so, because 2 raised to power 11 minus 1 is equal to 2 raised to power is equal to 2048, minus 1 is equal to 247, which is not a prime. It is not a prime. See, the condition is that this should be a prime number, but 2047 is not a prime number, because 2047 can be factorized into 23 into 89. Prime number is one which does not have any factors other than 1 and the number itself. But 2047 has got 23 and 89 as its factors. So what is the conclusion? Thus 2 raised to power p minus 1 need not be a prime for every prime p. It is not necessary. So when 2 raised to power p minus 1 is a prime, then that prime number is known as Mersenne prime number. Okay, this is the last slide of this video. Again, so after 11, the next prime number is 13. So let's see what happens with 13. 2 raised to power 13 minus 1 is equal to 8192 minus 1. 8191 is a prime number. And the next perfect number is 2 raised to power 13 minus 1 into 2 raised to power 13 minus 1. So 2 raised to power 12 is 496, and this is 8191, and you see, this is the perfect number which we just discussed before. 33,550,336. We can simplify this term, this formula, in another way also, like this. Thus, if 2 raised to power p minus 1 is a prime number called Mersenne prime number, say m, let's assume it is m, then m into m plus 1 divided by 2 is the corresponding perfect number. Now this thing is same as this. You see, this is m. We are assuming that this is m. 2 raised to power p minus 1. If it is a prime number, then it is known as Mersenne prime number. So this you assume as m because it is less. And here divide by 2. If I divide by 2, I raise the power here. 12 becomes 13. So this also becomes p. So this is p. This is p. This is 1 less. So this is added 1. So this becomes, this upon 2 becomes m. Okay. So this becomes m upon 2 is this, and this becomes, sorry, this becomes m plus 1 upon 2, and this becomes m. So this is m plus 1, 2. So this part becomes m plus 1 by 2, and this becomes m. So if you can find a prime number, a Mersenne prime number, you can easily find the corresponding perfect number. Now, if we know only 51 perfect numbers till now, it means we know only 51 Mersenne prime numbers till now. And there is a group of volunteers, or you can say dedicated, committed mathematicians, and who are spending their energies, their concentration, their time to find the next Mersenne prime number. So if one can find Mersenne prime number, one can easily find the corresponding perfect number. So the first half portion, you can say, is for students of, say, up to class 10th grade, and this portion is for students who are interested in math and higher classes. So that's all with this video. Thank you very much. ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।